Hi guys, this is the last video in the Frogger MonoGame series. We add the score. We for 10 points for every step, 50 points for when you get home, 1,000 when you clear the level. There's a couple of bugs still left in there. I'm going to leave that to you guys to fix. All the source code is below anyway. But yeah, I'm going to call this done because I want to move into other videos. But yeah, it's an almost complete version of Frogger. Pretty much done everything. The timer's not there either. But there's a game overstate and you can play the game again. So we're going to call it for done. But anyway, let's get started after the fade. Alright, so this is what we're going to do in this video. So we've got our scoring that we need to do, which is 10 points for every step. 50 points for every frog that gets home, 1,000 points when all frogs get home. So we need to update the current score, update the high score. So any high score that we've got, we need to update that. I'm going to leave the timer as like a stretch goal, so I'm going to move that down to here. And then we need to figure out the game over state and also the level complete state. And then reinstate the collision detection for vehicles, and then we should be kind of done with the Frogger game, or as much as I'm going to do with it just now, because I want to move into other topics, and I think 7 videos on this topic is more than enough. So I'm going to leave this is going to be the last Frogger video basically, and if you want to, add the other states for the game, so that the attract mode, that kind of thing, then the code's all going to be up there. Just look in the show notes below and it'll give you the link to the repository. But this is the last video for this one, MonoGame anyway. Or this game in MonoGame, I should say. Okay, so I'm going to put this over to the side just now and play the game so I can remind myself what we've got. So I haven't turned on the vehicle collision there, so we can move up to here and then we can get home. So every time we move and we land, we update the player's score. So inside the controller for the player, which is here, we have a land. We do have a land, don't we? We have a move finished. Where does that get hit? That gets hit there. So at this point, we want to say model.score plus equals 10, because it's 10 points for every step. And I don't think we have the score updated. So let's just see if that works. Oh, there you go. The score we've already done that. So that's interesting. Okay. Okay. So when the frog gets home, we need to update that. So let's do that inside the where are we? That would be the home controller. Home animation controller? Is it the home animation controller? Update, cooldown period, and update. No, I think there's another one, isn't there? There's the player controller, server object, frog animation. No, there's something that controls getting home. What would that be in? Vehicle row, river object, goal controller, there we go. Goal controller. Okay, so when it has occupied there, so inside there we do the reset, inside the player. So let's go to player controller and then the reset. Where's reset? Reset is here. So if it's death, do that. Otherwise, if it's the goal, do that. And then we say model.score plus equals 50. So notice that everything that affects the player happens inside player controller. We can tell the player controller what we want to do. That's a good question there. We can tell the player what we want to do by calling reset, but the player controller handles how that model is altered. So now when we go up to here and we go home, we should get a bonus 170. Okay, so that's good. So now we need to what am I trying to say here? So okay, so when they get home, we want to count how many times they've got the goal. And when they get to 5, that's when we want to reset the game. So this controller here, we need to know what state we're in though. Let's change that to, where are we? Model. Okay, so this is the model here. So we want to count how many times they've got to the goal. So in our player model, we're going to add another one here called public int goals get set, and goals are going to be set to 0, so we don't need to do anything about it. The number of goals that the frog has landed in. Not very descriptive, but we go to player controller, and down here where it scores equal to that, we're going to say model dot goals, add 1 to that. And what that's going to do is every time we get to a goal, we add 1 to the goal, and then when we check to see what one it is, we want to reset all these values. Okay. So that's the game state there. Did draw, then we call the update there. So we can get rid of all of this, but we also want to check to see what the game state is. So I want to move to a new game state, and the new game state I want to move to is actually this game state here, because I want to reset everything. Or do I? Maybe I don't. Maybe I just want to reset the goal controller. Okay, let me see the goal controller. So the goal controller there, and then we goal container model. Okay. All right. We need some way to reset that there. So I need to say if player, what do we call it? Player model goals equals 5. To do handle level complete. Else if player model dot lives equals 0, to do handle game over. And I think game over is just going to be game over. It's just going to, that's going to end the game, and then you're not going to be able to play the game anymore. So if we get to goal 5, then we need to handle the level complete. So handle the level complete. What is the handle level complete? Well, that means that we reset all the goals to empty. Reset all the, what do we do? We want to reset all the vehicles to the next level. That's for you, dear viewer. And then we'll put another bracket there just to be consistent. So yeah, I'm going to leave that up to you to do the next level, which is all inside those factories over here. So you get bulldozer, generic, all that kind of stuff. I think I have an idea of how we can do that, or at least make it a little bit easier for you. Might come back to that. Reset all the goals, reset the vehicles, reset player position. Play victory song, disable input, play victory song, enable input. So that's gonna that's pretty much what we need to do there. And then handle game over, print game over message, print press any key message, space to play message, wait for space, and restart game. So that's probably an easy one to do, easy-ish. But let's bring this in here. So we've done this one here, and we've done this one here. We haven't done this one here, bonus when all the frogs get home. So when all the frogs get home, we want to do that inside a player controller. So we want to say if model.goals equals 5, model.score plus equals 1000. Okay, so that is that one done. All right. And I don't think we've updated this score. Do I have a score controller? Score view. High score, model high score. Okay, so I then got to say oops. Player controller. So really I want to update the score and then update the high score. So I'm just going to put this in here. If model.score is greater than model.highscore, model.highscore equals model.score. And then I need to do that down here as well, where we update the position. Where's the score? Down here as well. So we have duplicate code there, which I'm okay with for now anyway, because it's only in 2 places and it shouldn't be too bad. And then inside our player model, I'm going to reset this to 0 so we can see it working. So every time we get a high score, it'll update that. So 10 should go to there. So they should basically like copy that there. Like that. So that's right. But we'll make that kind of a little bit more out of the league, so that, yeah, there we go. That's better. Okay. So, right. So we've got update the score, which just works because we did that in an earlier video, and update the high score, which just works. So that there is our stretch goal. So we can move that to the bottom there. So now all we have to do now is the game over state, level complete state, and then reinstate this here. So we might actually get to the timer. Who knows? Well, let's try. Okay, so what we're doing now, we are doing the level complete. complete state. Actually, let's do the GameOverState, because GameOverState is probably the easiest one to do. So we have a base state here, and we have a GameOverState. So if I go to, where are we, states, and then I do add class GameOverState, and that is going to extend the base state, that one there, and implement that. And I want to do public GameOverState. I can't remember what we need here. Base. Oh yeah, state machine. State machine. And I want to pass in that. And that one there. Okay. And I wanted to be able to draw the text there. So what did I do? Score view, what did I do for that? Font. Okay, what's font? All right, okay, so this is the one here. All right. Okay, so, oops. I want to get rid of that. I want to do that there. And then that's going to be generate field. Content manager. Oh, this is in the score view. Do I need to do a game overview? I don't think I need to do a game overview here. I think I can just do state machine dot content dot game dot content dot load. That one there. State machine dot game dot sprite batch. No, I need to bring that in there. Where am I getting sprite batch from? This has got to be pulled in from somewhere. Ah, okay. Oh, that was easy. Okay. Oops. There. GameOverState. So I just want to. This is a kind of hacky way to do it, rather than it kind of breaks everything. Well, it doesn't break everything, but it's. We should do this nicely, but we're not. I mean, we should have a view. We should have a state. We should have a view. We should have a controller. But I'm just going to put this in inside the state itself, and then we'll tidy it up. I promise we'll tidy it up. In fact, let's just do that. Let's do add class GameOverView. And this is a base view. I'll put an abstract class, public GameOverView, base, and then this needs a content manager, sprite batch. Okay. And content manager, sprite batch. That one there. And that one there. There. Okay. And so inside here, we're going to go, take that out, put that in there. Keep that in there because sprite batch equals new sprite batch state manager dot game dot graphics device in there, and This is going to be content manager. Actually, what's that going to be? State machine content. Okay. So then I'm going to have game view equals new game overview. That content manager and then sprite batch. Okay, and then I want to create that there. Don't need font. Don't need that. So I don't need that. That content manager goes there. I need that sprite sheet. That's going to be sprite batch. And I need that. And then draw. I'm just going to draw game over. So it's going to be font.draw game over. New vector 2. Let's not have everything included in there. New vector 2. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be like, 100 along, 50 down, something like that. Color dot red. Sure. And then this is going to be 100 down. Press space to play again. White. Okay. That's going to be that there. And get rid of all of these. Yeah, and so that's everything we need to do for our view, because all we're doing is we're just displaying a game over message and then press press space to play again. And then in our draw, we're just going to do for views, don't we? Actually, you can just do view.draw. Just do that there. And then the update, I'll get exit there, and we'll get update. We also need a controller as well. So that is going to be, inside a controller, is going to do add new class game over controller. What's the where does it play a controller again? Update. That's the one I'm looking for. Base controller. Do we not have a base controller? Oh, it's just iController, isn't it? An interface, and that one there. And we're going to have public bool play again. Set. And I'm going to say if pressed keys dot get contains keys dot space play again equals true. Super easy controller, this one. Nothing too great. All it is just making sure that if they press the spacebar, then this will get set. And so we go to our GameOverState, darn it, GameOverState, that one there, and we do controller equals new GameOverController, that one there, and then we do update delta time if controller.play again. Now ideally we should have a model, because a model is the data, because it's MVC that we're using, but for this case I'm going to skip the model part of it because it's just one property. If you want to play this pure MVC, then you would have a model and you would update that one, but not for this one property. And so what I want to do is I want to say state machine.change, and then the state name is game, I think, isn't it? I think it's game. I'm pretty sure it's game. Frogger game. Game, yes. Okay. Darn it. Oh, I'm just making a mess of everything. What is going on? Change game. Okay. So I want to change it to the game state, which means I need to have inside the Frogger game, I need to add var GameOverState equals new GameOverState state component dot state component dot state machine state component dot state machine dot add. It's got to be a shorter way of doing that. GameOverState. Yeah, there's got to be a shorter way of doing that, so we don't need to do that. Start the game by entering the game state. Ideally, this would actually start an attract mode state and then move to the game state when the player presses start game key, whatever that key is going to be. And that's that there. So now in our game state, we now have the opportunity now to, if they get to 0, we're going to say state machine dot change game over, and we can get rid of all of that because that's what that bit does. And then I think that's everything, because game over state should change it to game. Okay, so if we keep dying, then oh no, that one there. Okay, it must have been a delete problem. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay. So I think that's actually worked, because where are we? Where's my call stack? Because this is actually inside game overview draw. So what I should have done was I should have done sprite. That was in draw. So if I go to GameOverState, I should have done inside draw sprite batch dot begin, sprite batch dot end. That will do the right thing. Okay, so actually let's bring back vehicle collisions because it's going to make it a lot easier. So go to GameState. Where is the vehicle controller? Where did it turn off? Vehicle controller. Must have turned off something in here. Oh, yeah, there you go. On collision. All right, there you go. That was an easy one-line fix. So let's bring that in there, reinstate that one so we can get rid of that. Okay. So run it. Boom, boom, boom. And then the last one, boom. So game over, press space to play again. So we press space. Whoa. Oh, that wasn't expected. Oh. So I think the problem is when you create the constructor for that, it's not resetting everything. So we need it to reset on enter. So instead of having this in the constructor, I am going to take this all out of the constructor, boop, and I'm going to put this in enter. But I need to make sure that we're actually running the game. Actually, no, that should be fine. So state machine, state machine, state machine, state machine. This is going to be read-only. So these are all going to be read-only. So I'm going to get rid of these read-only ones because I can't have them as read-only now. So I don't have anything in the constructor. And then state machine is all going to be state machine because it's a property of the underlying base class. Although I did have it there, so that's kind of weird. Okay, I did it in some places and not in other places. Well, that's consistency for you there. Okay, and so that fixes all that. So now when I enter it, it should reset everything. So boom, 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 and then boom. I press space to play again. It does not like it. Draw is called begin has not yet been called. What in? GameState draw. What happened? Draw is called begin has not yet been called. Oh, I see. Okay. So when we leave, we've got to kill all the views. Okay. So on exit, we've got to say views.clear, controllers.clear, and then the models, I think they're going to get reset up here anyway. Clear model, yeah. We've done that. That is that. Although, I mean, yeah. Although I don't like the fact that all of this is in here. That seems a bit messy. Let me get rid of that debug. Rid of that. Rid of that. Rid of that. I need that. And these ones can go. And that one. Okay. Okay, then we're back up to there. All right. So we die, 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 die. Oh, because that's always true. Darn it. This is why we need a model. Okay, let's add a model. Let's keep these things consistent. Okay, so we'll do add class GameOverModel. It's just a super simple class. So we've got public bool play again get set. That's it. It's just going to be that simple. And then in the GameOverState, when we enter it, we're going to say model equals new model. Let's have it in here, and then we'll pass in model here, like that, and we'll pass that into there, and public GameOverController, GameOver model equals model. That one there, and that one there. And then instead of that, we'll do model.playAgain equals true. And then when we enter it, we'll say model.playAgain equals false. Because what's happening is when we come back into the game over the second time round, it deletes itself. Model.playAgain. Sorry, when we come back in again, it's already set play again because the state is always in memory. So the second time we come in, the state hasn't reset itself. So now when we die, the state resets itself. So everything's hunky-dory there. Okay. So that is our game over state. And then we have our level complete state. What time are we at just now? 37 minutes. Okay. I want to do this in under an hour, so I don't think we're going to get to the timer. So we might as well just scratch that. So let's get rid of that. Okay. So the only thing we need to do now is the level complete state. So I'm going to pause the video just now, and I'm going to go and find a piece of music. Actually, let's not do that. Let's just reset the player position down to the bottom, because I think we have kind of a bit of an issue here anyway, because when we want to, we basically want to reset the game and play the next level. And in order to do that, we have to pass in a parameter, I think, to the state. So I'm not sure a clean way to do this, because we want to be able to pass in that we're playing the next round, even though we just reset it. So if we go back to GameState, so our GameState is based on base state, and base state takes in nothing. right now. So maybe we need to have like an overall game data. It seems a bit risky. Maybe. And we could do that. Okay, well let's do that then. So state machine. Okay. We need to have like an overall game state. So state machine. What is state machine? State machine is just state machine, which is that. Or we can just pass it in as the enter. Let's pass it in as the enter. Let's do params object args. The state arguments to pass to the state. The state arguments to pass to the state. The arguments to pass to the state. The arguments to pass to the state. So whatever they are, we're going to pass them to them. And so the state machine needs to be able to do that. So when we do change, we need to have params object args. The state change arguments. And so when we enter it, we're going to pass in our args in there. Which we don't have inside state. So we go to iState. We can do params object args. State change arguments. Okay. So state change arguments. So when we change the state, we can then, act upon that. So we need to go to GameOverState. So GameOverState, we need to change the enter. So that's going to be params object args. And we need to do the same thing for GameState. So we're going to have param object args. So we're going to say if args.length is greater than 0 and args 0 is boolean, bool, bool create new model equals true. If that would be create be var create new model equals args 0 bool. And then if create new model, and then inside here it would be to do, actually this would be reset for new game. So we reset for new game. So anything you want to do to reset for new game, you would put inside here. So if we don't want to create a new player model, then we don't want to reset that. So I'm going to turn off the vehicle controller collision again, because I want to get five in a row. And so the way to do that is to cheat. So I'm going to go across here, and so that's one. Oops, that's a bug. Dead. Oh, darn it. Well, I'm not very good at this. Leaving the hard ones to last. Oh, darn it. Well, this is not going to go well. Should give myself infinite lives. Okay then. Let me just cheat even more. Where's my game state? Plays equals 0. Do nothing. Okay, let's cheat. So when it gets to 5, I want to do state machine dot change, and then I want to play the same state, but I want it to maintain the current state. So I want to reset everything except for the player data, because the player data is continuous for this. Okay, so if we go here, 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 here. That's a tricky one, that one. All right, here we go. Okay, well, that's a bug, but at least it's going to make it a little bit easier to get these. So we get to 5. So we're at 4. Okay, so we got 5 there, but it has reset the score, which is not good. Let's set okay, what's wrong here? Well, it's not pausing for a start, but the other thing is it's not so we do enter. What if I did grab that there, put that there, and we enter this. Oh, that's why. Okay, reset for new game is equal to true, so it's always reset for a new game. So I need to pass in false. Whoops, that's a logic bomb. Okay. So what yeah. Okay. Let's try that again. Let's do the easy ones first. These ones here. Here. Oh, for the love of. This is. Oh dear. Okay, almost there. And boom. And racking up that score. And I'll just roll it to here. Boom. Well, it didn't reset, but we're all stuck now. So I'm wondering, controller and controllers. What controller is this? Player controller. Okay. So the thing is, I need to reset some things in here. Okay. So I'm gonna have to have a reset after win. Public void reset after level. Model dot goals equals 0. Model dot position time equals 60. Model dot position equals, what is the position? It'll be in player. Oops, damn it. This one here. There. Okay. So that's going to be called after that. So if we go to GameState and false. So then upside here, we're then going to say reset for new game. It's going to do that. Else. We need to do it in the player model, don't we? Player model dot reset after level. Can't have it in the controller, so we need to have that on the model itself. Player model. Get rid of this here. Okay, so reset after level is going to reset all of these values here. Because the problem is it's immediately going into there and then just coming back out of it all the time. So if we don't ever reset it, the goals are always 5. So it goes into the end state, and the end state then says, oh, okay, you need to load the game over, that you need to load the game state. So the game state loads, and the first tick it goes, oh, you've finished the game because your goals are 5. So you need to reset everything. And so it ends up in this infinite loop. All right, one last go. There's a couple of bugs in there with the water, which I'm not. It's something to do with the weird collision detection for these. The way that I did the kind of ghosting Okay, here we go. There we go. So we definitely need a pause. We need to play like a kind of, we need to disable the player input. So that's okay, we can do that. We can do player controller, where are we? Player controller, player controller. Player controller gets reset anyway, so we can have a public bool disabled get set, and then we can say we can keep the animation in there. If not disabled and not in death animation, then do that. And well, we can figure that one out. That's easy. Let's find out all the. Where's the tasks again? On the Windows task list. Handle level complete. Okay, here we go. To do handle level complete, so reset all the goals to empty. We've done that. Yeah, I'll leave that for you guys. So I'll put that in there. Reset the player position. We've done that. Disable input. We haven't done that. Player victory song. We haven't done that. Okay. So we would disable the player victory. We would disable the input, play the victory song, and then change the game state, and then that would fix that. So I'm going to leave it as it is because this video is now at an hour, I think. Yeah, coming on for an hour. So I'm going to reset the the player, the death there, and also I'm going to go into vehicle controller, and I'm going to reset death there as well. And that is, I'm going to call it, the game is done. It works exactly as it should do. It's a Frogger clone. You can die, and yeah, that's us. Well, guys, that's it for Frogger and MonoGame. Thank you all for watching. If you liked this video, thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, thumbs down. If you want me to revisit this, if you get any questions about things that I didn't finish for this version of the game, then feel free to comment below. And who knows, maybe I will revisit it at some point. I did a poll recently, and MonoGame was way down the list as far as people interested in this language. So yeah, it was a little kind of fun experiment. I actually like MonoGame. I released a game years and years ago. In fact, I'll move over here and I'll put it up here. And it was on the Xbox Live Arcade. It was a terrible, terrible game. It was a typical kind of helicopter clone called Herbert and the Skyship. Very psychedelic. But yeah, I like the framework. But clearly, people have spoken, and this might be the last one I do in MonoGame. So there you have it. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye bye.